I'm going to explain in this video the problem with the modern farming aqueduct drainage system. So we're looking overhead here at a topographical map, and the rain falls down and then it forms these rivers, and the rivers form lakes, and sometimes it flows into the floodplains and forms wetlands, and then it flows down with wetlands and lakes along the way, and these are also feeding each other underground, and then it just flows out to the ocean. And then we also have a neighboring mountain range where the rivers are forming in the mountains and flowing down past through the into the plains downhill. So let's simplify this diagram a little bit, and in place of the rivers, let's just form these as boxes. So it's a river flowing downhill and it forms a lake or wetland, and it flows down to the next one, wetland, and it goes all the way out to the sea. So basically it's this diagram simplified. And since we have two of these side by side, we've drawn here two of them side by side. So it's a basic simplified diagram of the river and the wetlands. Now, what happens when we start putting in farms and dams? So the modern system of farming has they drain out the wetlands and put a farm in. And so here in these three boxes, we've converted these three into farms, and we've left one wetland. Now, the farmlands also have a drainage. So what they do is underneath the soil, they put irrigation pipes to drain out the water from the soil whenever it gets too wet, because then the crops don't grow properly. So let's put this in the map as the drainage systems goes out to the river, and then it just flows out to the ocean. And this flow, when it flows out from the river, is a lot faster than when it's flowing through here, because this is kind of slower because it's going through each of the wetlands, and it actually sits in there for a while and then goes to the next one and then goes. So it can take a lot longer to reach the ocean, whereas in this system it kind of goes out and then it just goes shoo. And so in order to now feed the farms, because they have less water in their system, we actually need to create a dam. So in down this other river, we put a dam at the start of it, and it catches all the water. And so you can see here it's 4 squares. So basically it saves all the water from here, these 4, and just saves it here. So it stops the downriver lakes and wetlands from being filled up. So all this area is now dried up, and that vegetation turns dry and it becomes dangerous for wildfires. And on this side, what we see is that the water goes to these different farms. So all that water that's in this whole area is now being diverted into this system. And this system, has a lot less water in it and a lot less vegetation, because the crops is often not as fertile as the natural ecosystems. And what it also does is, because now that we have less water in the system, there's actually less humidity in the air because of the evapotranspiration, and that humidity is also providing dew to the plants to keep them hydrated, and it can also lead to extra rain. So this is also going to cause less rain and less dew, and so further enhancing the drying of the vegetation during the summer months, and further increasing the likelihood of wildfires. So an analogy here is we can kind of see this system is kind of analogous if, just say we're trying to fill up 2 bathtubs with water, and there's a little hole, just a very slow hole. So the water comes in and it fills up, and it just slowly trickles out. But basically we can fill up these bathtubs with the water that flows in from both directions. But now let's say we put a dam, and only the water goes here, because now this bathtub, which is representing the farms, because of the irrigation, the drainage systems, they're draining out water much faster. So we actually have to have the water coming in this side just to even keep it at some level. Otherwise this bathtub will drain all it out. And the farmers complain like, we need more water, because they've been draining it out with this huge system. And so the water gets diverted here, and then this bathtub gets totally empty as a result, because we've put up a dam, and the water's not, this side, which is the more the natural wildlands, is not getting any more water, because they're not like the farmers, they're not asking for a lot of rain, a lot of water.